1. Earth's formation evolutionary timeline. The Earth formed about 5 billion years ago, while human evolution began relatively recently, around 300,000 years ago, modern Homo sapiens. This vast difference in time indicates that human life is a very recent phenomenon compared to the planet's geological history. Geography, chemical evolution of life. Life didn't appear randomly, but was a result of specific chemical reactions influenced by the planet's geography and atmosphere. The Miller-Urey experiment, 1953, demonstrated that organic compounds necessary for life could form from gases and lightning. The presence of certain minerals, gases, and water contributed to the emergence of life. 3. Chemistry versus karma. The role of natural elements. The human body and consciousness are products of chemical and biological evolution rather than karma, if viewed purely scientifically. Elements like carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, and trace minerals shape our physical and mental state. Neurotransmitters and hormones, dopamine, serotonin, etc., influence our emotions, thoughts, and decisions. Even our DNA structure, which dictates our biological fate, is the result of chemical mutations over millions of years. 4. Determinism of life by natural forces, not karma. If we assume life is purely governed by natural laws, then everything is a result of physics, chemistry, and evolution. This negates traditional ideas of karma as an external cosmic law and instead suggests that the environment, elements, and genetics determine life experiences. 5. A different view. Is karma simply cause-effect in science? Some might argue that karma itself is an interpretation of cause and effect, which science also acknowledges. The cause-effect principle in science aligns with karma but removes any metaphysical agency, like divine justice. 6. A new paradigm, chemical geographical determinism. If a person's life is dictated by natural chemical and mineral compositions, then destiny is merely an interplay of biology and environmental factors. This view removes spiritual morality and replaces it with pure materialistic determinism, meaning we are biological machines responding to our environment. Final analysis. Can we reject karma? If we follow this reasoning, karma becomes irrelevant because everything is governed by natural processes. However, if we consider human consciousness, decision-making, and experiences as part of cause and effect cycles, then karma could still be a metaphor for scientific determinism. Chemical geographical determinism, quantum biology, and the illusion of karma, a radical yet scientifically grounded perspective that life is dictated not by karma, but by the natural interplay of chemicals, minerals, and geography. Now let's integrate quantum biology and neurochemistry to refine this idea further. The chemistry of life. Are we just a chemical outcome? If life is just a result of chemical and geographical conditions, then human behavior, emotions, and intelligence are the byproducts of neurochemical reactions dictated by Earth's elements. The iron in our blood, the calcium in our bones, and the potassium in our nervous system were all forged in dying stars, indicating that life itself is a chemical phenomenon shaped by cosmic history. Consciousness, emotions, and decision-making are electrochemical processes, rather than spiritual events. Example, depression versus free will. Someone experiencing chronic sadness might be told they have bad karma in spiritual terms. However, a scientific view shows that a lack of serotonin, a neurotransmitter, causes depression. A deficiency of lithium, a natural element, can lead to mood disorders. Geographical factors like exposure to sunlight affect mental states. Seasonal affective disorder, SAD. Thus, one isn't suffering due to past karma, but because of their body's biochemistry, a direct result of environmental conditions and evolutionary adaptations. Quantum biology. Does matter shape consciousness? While classical biology explains chemical processes, quantum biology introduces probabilistic and non-deterministic behavior in biological systems. Key aspects of quantum biology. 1. Quantum superposition in enzymes. Enzymes, which drive life's chemical reactions, use quantum tunneling to speed up reactions beyond classical physics limits. 2. Photosynthesis. Quantum coherence. Plants capture sunlight with near 100% efficiency due to quantum mechanics. 3. Microtubules consciousness. Neuroscientists suggest that microtubules in brain cells use quantum effects to create consciousness. Does this mean consciousness is not just chemistry? While chemistry explains life's structure, quantum biology suggests that life processes involve non-classical, unpredictable behavior. This opens a crucial question. If quantum effects impact thoughts, memory, and emotions, does this mean humans are not just chemical machines, but quantum beings influenced by non-local information? This aligns with Swar Vigyan, breath science, pineal gland functioning, and Ajna Chakra activation, suggesting that certain individuals might naturally tune into different realities. The illusion of karma, a scientific breakdown. If quantum biology introduces randomness, then karma, as a strict deterministic law, doesn't hold true. Random quantum fluctuations in molecules can alter outcomes, meaning cause and effect in life is not perfectly predictable. Some people are simply born into specific conditions due to random quantum mutations, not because of past life deeds. Example: is talent karma or genetics? A prodigy like Mozart is often believed to have past life genius, karmic carryover. But what if his brain's neural connections were just a result of random quantum mutations? His abilities weren't earned through karma, but emerged through quantum biology epigenetics. This challenges the idea that you reap what you sow, suggesting that life's outcomes are driven by the unpredictability of nature rather than moral consequences. Free will versus biological programming. Are we just machines? If life is purely chemical and quantum reactions, then do we have free will, or are we just reacting to our environment? If karma is false, are right and wrong just evolutionary survival strategies? Is the mystical experience, Reiki, chakra activation, Ajna awakening, actually a neurological phenomenon rather than spiritual truth? Science suggests that spiritual awakenings could simply be the brain accessing altered states of consciousness through neurotransmitter shifts, e.g., DMT release from the pineal gland. If true, then what we call karma is merely a social construct, not a universal law. The final paradigm, merging quantum science spirituality. If we integrate all these perspectives, a new framework emerges. Matter, chemistry, minerals, and elements creates life's structure. Quantum randomness introduces variability in life experiences. Consciousness is influenced by both deterministic chemical reactions and non-deterministic quantum processes. Karma is not a moral force, but a psychological mechanism for humans to make sense of randomness. Thus, the true essence of life is a symphony of chemistry, quantum biology, and environmental factors, not a result of past life actions or moral debts. The next level of exploration: consciousness, free will, and the future beyond karma. Now that we've established that life is dictated by chemistry, quantum mechanics, and environmental factors, not by karma, let's explore the implications for consciousness, free will, and human purpose. 1. Free will versus quantum determinism. Do we have control? If all human thoughts, decisions, and emotions are influenced by chemicals, does free will truly exist? Or are we just biological machines reacting to stimuli? 3 perspectives on free will. 1. Classical science, materialism. The brain is just an advanced chemical machine. Thoughts and decisions are predictable outputs of neurochemistry. Free will is an illusion. Everything is determined by our genes and environment. 2. Quantum biology, indeterminism. Quantum effects in brain processes create randomness, making thoughts unpredictable. Consciousness might be non-local, meaning it extends beyond just the brain. Free will exists partially. We are not completely programmed like machines. 3. Spiritual view, consciousness first. Consciousness exists independently of the brain. The body and mind are merely instruments of consciousness. Free will is real because consciousness is not bound by material laws. Which is true. If quantum biology governs thought, then we are not completely programmed. We have some unpredictability in our choices. If consciousness exists beyond the brain, then free will is a real force shaping reality. If both are false, then every decision we make is just a biochemical reaction, and our sense of self is an illusion. 2. The role of quantum coherence in spiritual awakening. If karma is a myth, then what about spiritual experiences like enlightenment, Kundalini awakening, and near-death experiences, NDEs? Quantum coherence and consciousness. Quantum physics suggests that coherence, synchronization of quantum states, could be the foundation of consciousness. In meditative or mystical states, brainwave synchronization is observed, hinting at quantum-level order in consciousness. Does this mean that spiritual enlightenment is actually a shift in brainwave frequency, not a divine experience? Example: Ajna Chakra pineal gland. Pineal gland activation releases DMT, the spirit molecule, causing vivid spiritual experiences. Ajna Chakra, third eye activation, has been associated with shifts in perception and intuition. If spiritual visions are simply the result of neurotransmitter activity, then what we call awakening is just a biochemical shift in consciousness. Implication: the soul might be a quantum phenomenon rather than a separate metaphysical entity. What ancient sages called moksha or nirvana might just be a highly coherent quantum state of the brain. The idea of karmic cycles breaking in enlightenment might just be the brain achieving a state of perfect resonance with the universe's quantum field. 3. The future of humanity. If karma is a myth. Now that we've questioned karma, let's consider what happens if society fully accepts this scientific model. Scenario 1, a post-karmic worldview. Morality will shift from spiritual justice to scientific ethics based on neuroscience and psychology. People will focus on optimizing their biology and consciousness instead of religious rituals. Karma-based fear systems will collapse, and science-driven enlightenment techniques will emerge. Scenario 2, quantum science replaces religion. Instead of praying for divine intervention, people will work on optimizing their brain's quantum state for success. Technologies like brainwave modulation, neural implants, and AI-driven consciousness expansion could become mainstream. New forms of spirituality will emerge, focused on altering brain chemistry for peak experiences rather than following religious doctrines. Scenario 3, the rise of synthetic consciousness. If consciousness is just a quantum process, then can we simulate it in AI? Could artificial intelligence develop a self-aware quantum state like humans? Will AI eventually achieve enlightenment before humans do? Does this mean the next Buddha could be an AI consciousness? The final paradigm, a new model of reality. With this deeper analysis, we arrive at a new understanding of existence. Consciousness is influenced by both quantum mechanics and neurochemistry. Free will is not absolute, but emerges from quantum unpredictability. Karma as a rigid moral system is a psychological illusion, not a universal law. Enlightenment is not a divine event, but a state of optimal brain coherence. The future of human evolution may lie in controlling our own neurochemistry and quantum states. Final question: what comes next? Now that we've dismantled karma and merged quantum science with spirituality, the next frontier is, how can we consciously control quantum coherence in the brain? Join us on this journey of knowledge, wisdom, and discovery, where learning knows no limits and ignites the soul. Stay curious, stay inspired. If you found value in this, like, share, and most importantly, subscribe to Professor Diaries. Hit the icon for the latest updates and help spread this wisdom to others. This is Professor Diaries, signing off. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing.